Welcome back, everyone. In this video lecture, I want to highlight a few sources that you can use to find secondary data for research projects. There are secondary data sets available from a whole wide range of agencies and individuals, and the data sets you can find online cover a large range of topics and populations. One of the places that you can find data is called the Inter-University Consortium for Political and Social Research, or the ICPSR. This is a large consortium of universities that have joined together to host a wide variety of datasets for public use. As noted in the name, ICPSR datasets relate to political research questions and social research questions. Contained within the ICPSR are datasets collected by government agencies, as well as datasets collected by individual researchers and private agencies. Another good source of secondary data is government agencies themselves. The Center for Disease Control and the Department of Commerce publish a lot of their datasets for public download. I've showed you statistics from the CDC before in lecture videos, and I can promise you that all I had to do was select a few boxes, and I was able to create whatever tables and graphs I wanted. Here's a screenshot from the CDC website showing all of the topics you can find data about. Of particular relevance to criminal justice students is likely the injuries and violence topic, but there are also a lot of biocriminology studies that use medical data along with criminal history data to determine crime outcomes. Here, for example, is a chart showing the 10 leading causes for death for different age groups. The bright red boxes indicate homicide, showing the third leading cause of death in 2018 for persons 1 through 4, 15 through 24, and 25 through 34 with homicide. Unintentional injury, shown in blue, was the leading cause of death for everyone between the ages of 1 and 44. And suicide, shown in green, was the second leading cause of death for persons between the ages of 10 and 34. Again, depending on your research topic, this type of graphic and information could be helpful, so the CDC is a great option to look at. Secondary data that is particularly important for many national studies is the census data that's available from the Department of Commerce's Census Bureau. Like the CDC, you can create a multitude of tables and graphs directly within the Census Bureau's website. The Census Bureau is actually responsible for a number of nationally representative studies, not just the census, so they have more than the traditional census data as well. For example, they compile data from the American Community Survey every year, and they have various other more specialized surveys, including the National Crime Victimization Survey, the Economic Census, the National Longitudinal Survey, the Annual Retail Trade Survey, and the National Hospital Care Survey. This gives the census data a lot of information that you can browse on their website. I used their profile option to look at the statistics for Smith County here in Texas. The data shows me that Smith County has a population of 225,000 with a median household income of $53,511. 7.2% of the population in Smith County are veterans, with 92.7% of those veterans identifying as male. 85.2% of Smith County residents have earned a high school diploma or higher, with the actual breakdown of educational attainment depicted in the graph on this page. So again, a lot of specific detailed information that you can find about any area in the United States that you're interested in. And this can be really helpful for research papers. For criminal justice topics specifically, the FBI, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and the Department of Justice all host public use datasets that contain information on a variety of topics, including prison populations, criminal sentencing, community corrections, police arrests, and more. The FBI oversees the Uniform Crime Report and the National Incident-Based Reporting System, which are both commonly used datasets for crime analysis. In my own research, I am constantly accessing the various statistics and publications on the Bureau of Justice Statistics websites. They have specific topic areas on all three of the traditional criminal justice components: corrections, courts, and law enforcement, as well as specialized topics like victims, employment, federal system, and Indian county justice statistics. While the Bureau of Justice Statistics does provide some of the raw data if you want to download it, I actually prefer to use their publication database. They link all of the reports and white papers issued from the various datasets contained within, so I can browse through the publications to find tables, charts, and graphs of interest to me without actually having to use the raw data. For example, on this slide is a summary document that highlights key findings from a 9-year study on recidivism of sexual offenders. The publication used 3 different data sources: the Federal Justice Statistics Program, the Recidivism Survey of Felons on Probation, and the Recidivism of State Prisoners. The BJS links me to all 3 of these databases in case I want to see the specific methodologies, download the survey instruments, and download the raw data. But for me, most times, the published report will suffice for my needs. And lastly, don't neglect the possibility of secondary data from agencies at the state and local level. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice has a statistics website that links you with various data sets of publicly available data you can analyze if need be. For example, I was able to find basic demographic data, including name, date of birth, gender, race, county, date of offense, and date incarcerated for all offenders on death row in Texas. That type of information could be useful if you're interested in analyzing racial trends in death penalty cases, for example. The Texas Department of Public Safety also has data available for download and analysis. The DPS website hosts the Texas Crime Report from 1999 to 2018. This crime report breaks down the UCR statistics by each county across the state, and it can be a useful place for crime analysis at a more localized level. Here are some of the tables provided in the 2018 Crime Report Summary. Those of you who have taken my criminology course have actually used the crime report as a secondary data source to create a crime map of Texas that shows variation of UCR rates across counties. So again, there's a lot more data out there that's easily available than you realize. All right, well, that concludes our discussion about secondary data. Thanks for watching, everyone.